Start off with a little video. Good morning. My name is Kiko Filipov. I'm venture partner at Aparius Corporate Finance. I'm here to represent Monatomics Technology and share the mission of Monatomics, which is to decrease the risk of disability in patients suffering an acute ischemic stroke. The combination device, gas, and a ventilator are ready for first-in-human trials. We've identified a compelling market entry point as an addition or a complement to thrombectomy before, during, and after. Given the readiness for the first-in-human clinical trial, we feel it is a compelling time to partner with a strategic that's looking to usher in the future of stroke care. This is the team behind Monatomics, notably Jack Cabrini, dedicated 20 years of research in the areas of noble gases and anesthesia, as well as Helen David, who has been instrumental in the development of the gas. As you can see in the advisory clinical board, we have a strong relationship with the St. Anne Military Teaching Hospital in the south of France, who have been instrumental in the development of the ventilator. So where Monatomics is today, the 29 preclinical trials were used to determine the optimal concentration levels of the gas, as well as to establish the safety and efficacy of the solution in mice. Notably, they recorded the highest reduction of the necrotic area that we have seen in preclinical studies. Moving over to the ventilator, bench tests and safety tests have passed with flying colors. There have been certain contingencies and safety measures added. For example, in the event of a power outage, the mask falling off the patient's face, or the need to pause during therapy. So why am I here today? Monatomics is searching for a strategic partner in the development process. Monatomics is a medical device company. The gas does not require further development. It can be sourced from any medical gas supplier. So the scope of the partnership is to focus on the ventilator itself with regards to miniaturization and industrialization. The opportunity exists for an initial investment of up to $4 million for the phase 2 clinical trial. And here's a timeline of the first generation. The target is to reach the FDA approval within 4 years and the phase 3 within 2. As we move on, the grand vision of Monatomics is this three-pronged generational plan where we have first 60 minutes post, during, and then before, during, and post. I would just like to point out here for the third generation, we anticipate that with clinical evidence and market adoption to actually replace thrombolysis, which coincidentally was actually invented for heart attacks and not stroke. So ultimately, we are looking here at the quick recap of the video that shows the mechanism of action, particularly the xenon. Interestingly enough about the xenon, it is quite expensive, and the innovation really is in the ventilator that recycles it. To our knowledge, Monatomics is the first company to pioneer an inhalable gas for acute ischemic stroke. Some of the competition here, including NONO, they did achieve a phase 3. However, it did not show statistical significance over the placebo. The two other players are earlier stage in the development, and all three are based on unproven clinical properties, unlike the novel gases that we use. So just to take a quick step back at the thrombectomies, this is a projection before COVID. We're looking at around 8% in the US. I imagine it's actually quite lower. And this trend actually is consistent in the EU. We have Germany and France and Switzerland leading at around 4 or 5%. I'd like to jump over to the limited treatment centers in the thrombectomy space particularly. We have about 315 that are able to perform thrombectomies. Monatomics aims to address the entire column, all 34,256 and counting. So the neuroprotection has finally found its place in the clinical environment as before, during, and after thrombectomy. Just a quick bird's eye view of the fragmented ecosystem. We have a lot of players down in diagnostics, treatment, but not many in neuroprotection. This is just a quantitative reference point for the market. We see 2.5 billion plus potential. Just in review, the 29 preclinical studies did record the highest decrease in necrotic area in mice in over 1,000 clinical attempts. That is correct, 1,000. The imminent first-in-human study is very compelling for a player to step in right now and influence the value creation at a discounted valuation prior to the post-phase 2 clinical study. As I've mentioned, the market entry point is compelling as thrombectomy numbers are growing year over year. And in conclusion, I would just like to share the vision of Monatomics. We look forward to transforming the stroke care platform, stroke care ecosystem in the same way that the automatic external defibrillators did for VT and VFib. Thank you.